Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts about the 40K universe. I am your host Gershwan and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue with your favorite chaos god, Nurgle. We will continue to talk about his garden and his bountiful demons. So let's get into 40 facts about Nurgle. Nurgle is unlike the other ruinous powers in many ways, including how he views his domain within the realm of chaos. Nurgle cherishes the beauty and surprise of his garden. He routinely takes strolls down its twisted paths, talking with his demons and stopping to observe as one of his diseases takes its toll on a wounded captive. In his wandering outside of the mansion, he passes by some of his favorite places, many of which have existed since Nurgle first thought of them, and are likely to be the models of the reborn universe that is to come. A moment's journey from the mansion are the Dead Beds, a place he visits more often than perhaps any other. It is a place that serves two purposes. Not only are wayward travelers and defeated invaders trapped here, stored in the deep pits and sucking muck of this place awaiting some future foul use, or their eventual demise, but it is here that Nurgle can indulge in one of his greatest forms of entertainment. The Plague Father loves to hear the stories of the realms beyond his own. They inspire him to create new pestilences that are well suited to other lands, and in the deathbeds he has countless potential storytellers. Sometimes he offers these unfortunates the chance to improve their position by spitting the worms from their mouths and sharing tales of their worlds within. Those who amuse him sufficiently are plucked from the muck and removed to the mansion. There they have the great honor of becoming vessels for Nurgle's newest plagues. After visiting the deathbeds, Nurgle often makes the Poxy Yards the next stop on his stroll. It is here that he tests the efficiency of his contagions of the flesh and spirit. Each malignant requires a different set of trials to gauge its ability to achieve the Plague Father's desire. This means that the physical form of the Poxy Yards changed to suit the task. For a test of the spirit, this region of the garden may be filled with crystal clear lakes. A dehydrated test subject may see these lakes and believe salvation is at hand. Drink deep of the cool water. Suddenly, the water will turn to pus, tormenting the sick and weakening his soul. For the test of skin-eating diseases, the Poxy Yards may be filled with claw-thrust brandles. Infected captives can be sent running into the demon plants, chased by chaos beasts. If the captives scream as they pass through the razor-edged branches of the plants, then Nurgle knows that the poor wretches can still feel pain and his affliction needs refinement. All of these regions provide Nurgle with the ingredients and insight he needs to further his work at the Cauldron when he returns to the mansion after one of his walks. The Hanging Garden of Thush Bolg are a sight to be seen. This remote slice of Nurgle's realm was given to the Great Unclean One, Thush Bolg, as acknowledgement of his use of choking plague to wipe out the orc infestation on Heroclix, a planet that Nurgle coveted. To commemorate his victory and to demonstrate constant thanks to his lord for his reward, Thush Bolg uses their own intestines to hang every single orc from the colony in the tree of his domain. There they dangle and rot, slowly dying but never quite finding release. The demons of Nurgle are truly putrid in their appearance and sickening to look upon. Their flesh pulses with the fever heat of corruption. Their innards push through lesions in their putrid skin, and their bodies ooze with sticky slime. Yet in contrast to their hideous appearance, Nurgle's demons are cheerful, energetic beings that show a disturbing friendliness. They are happy in their work and show great pride in their accomplishments, interpreting the groans of the afflicted as expressions of gratitude justly won by their efforts. Nurglings are tiny mischievous demons who are small face smiles of Nurgle himself. These rotund imps normally appear in large numbers, forming swarms which accompany armies dedicated to Nurgle. Plague bearers are rotting, wasted creatures of vaguely humanoid size and appearance. With a single burning eye, these vile lesser demons form the rank and file of the Plague Father's pestilent legion. Flies continually buzz around them, therefore making them more difficult to fight. The many diseases carried by these demons can be used for terrible effects during battle. High-ranking plague bearers are known amongst the demonic legions as plague drones, a title that conveys commendable humility. These overseers of Nurgle's realm ride inside real space mounted upon rotflies. From their low-fee position, the plague drones can properly tally the diseases running rife across the battlefield, as well as swiftly intervene should Nurgle's divine plan meet with heavy armed resistance. Rotflies are colossal demonic insects whose appearance is so repugnant that it scares the mind. These vile creatures are the most loathsome of Nurgle's creation. Only the forbidden tome of the Eldar Black Library speaks of the forbidden process by which these creatures are birthed, for they hatch in the sticky depths of Nurgle's garden in the realm of chaos, where the visionary wander in their dream. Beasts of Nurgle are truly horrendous demonic aberrations. They have the soft, sticky, and molted body of a pallid slug, webbed feet that flap uselessly, a face of writhing green tentacles, and a whiptail growth that bursts from its back, which wags constantly from side to side. Slimehounds are foul creatures resembling a putrid, overgrown, mutated slug. Great Unclean Ones are undoubtedly the foulest of the demonic servants of the ruinous powers. Each of these greater demons are shaped in the fashion of Nurgle himself. Massive, bloated disease carriers whose decaying flesh bulge with corpulent cancer. They usually carry a great rust blade known as the Plague Sword into battle, said to be dipped in the foul pus and contagions that lies at the base of Nurgle's throne in the warp. They are the most powerful of Nurgle's demons and generally act as the leaders and father figures of other demons of the Plague Lord, epitomizing Nurgle's joyful, paternal nature. Epidemus is Nurgle's chosen tallyman, one of the 7 protectors of pestilence, and the cataloger of all the Plague Lord's diseases. Epidemus' task is an unending one, and it generates a great deal of paperwork, so he rides a palanquin to share the burden, and to more easily force a path through Nurgle's hordes. 24 Nurglings attend the tallyman's every need, providing the parchment, excreting the ink for the quill pens, and even defending Epidemus from harm should a foolish enemy venture too close. The vile Savants are horrific manifestations of the demonic diseases that claim mortal lives, and appear as putrescent remains of flesh they wore. The vile Savants are avatars of plague and destruction. They appear as figures wearing sealed containment suits that are slick with filth and beaded with moisture like sweat on fevered skin. Inside, there is nothing but putrefied liquid flesh and withering vermin, held together by the sagging structures of the suit. A palpable aura of utter horror and rotting miasma surround them, and to simply be unfortunate enough to witness these awful things is terrifying. Worse still is to hear their buzzing voice inside one's head, or become the subject of their experimentation in the death of flesh. A plague swarm is a demonic force of mindless destruction that materializes in the universe as a rippling mass of locusts, beetles, flies, or other such creatures, twisted into utterly horrific forms. These hellish swarms move as one unholy mass, stripping flesh from the victims as they pass, tainting and destroying everything they touch. The inspiration of Nurgle comes from the ancient Babylonian god Nurgle. Portrayed in hymns and myths as the god of war and pestilence, Nurgle, or Nurgle, seems to represent the sun of noontime and of the summer solstice that brings destruction. Nurgle is mentioned in the Hebrew Bible as the deity of the city of Cuthah, And the men of Babylon made Succoth-Benoth, and the men of Koth made Nurgle. That is an excerpt from the Bible. According to the rabbis, his emblem was a cock, and Nurgle means dung-hilled cock, although standard iconography pictures Nurgle as a lion. And those were 40 facts about Nurgle. I left you guys with an image of a dung-filled cock. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. But hey, you like Nurgle, so you watch this video. If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna go take a shower and scratch myself because those images were disgusting. But thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are awesome. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. We put out new videos every single day. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, and sharing if you're already a subscriber. And I'll catch you in the next one. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.